Okay, so in our other video, the overview, we had our center column coffee table, and I said that we'd break that down into chunks for the various components. So this video is just going to be the video about the center column, and we'll go from there. So the initial setup, we're going to basically do all this file all in one project, but we're going to start off this video with the center column, and then we'll build up on from that. So first thing is we've got our untitled sheet. We're going to go straight away. Before we do anything, we're going to go up to save, file and save. And we're going to name our project. So we're going to go call it CoffeeTable or whatever you like. Okay, so we're going to do that and hit save. So you can see that at our top level now, we've got it's called CoffeeTable and we've got a component there. So first things first, we are going to create a new component. So new component, this new component we are going to call the column, column, or it could be stem or whatever you want to, however you want to call it. So you can see now our icons have changed. So this is starting to become an assembly and our column is selected. And you can see that that's the active component because of the little dot there is got the black dot in it. If I was to click up the top here and click that, then I would make the top part the active component. Okay, so we've got our column here. We're going to do a sketch and I'm going to select our XY plane, go to create rectangle and a center rectangle. The reason being for this particular project is I want the to be able to use the planes on the YZ and XZ later on to do some mirroring, and so it becomes handy when they're in the middle of our part. So its top thickness and width of our shape is 70 by 60, so it's just 70 tab 60 on the keyboard, or you can manually enter that in afterwards using the dimension tool, and the shortcut for that is D for dimension. So once you've got that drawn, there is our shape. Hit finish sketch. And then we're going to do an extrude. We're going to extrude that shape and we can push that up 450 mils. You can drag it like that until it gets to 450, or you can type it into the distance there or into the main box over here. Any one of those three options will work. So just done that. There is our center column at 450 mils tool. Okay, from that point there, looking at our top, in our project, we've got a cross halving bracing that is going through there. So we need to cut some rectangles out of that space. So we've got to go to our sketch tool again. We're going to click on firstly this side here and bring it down. So I'm looking at the top part of that. We're going to go up to our rectangle tool. Doesn't have to be the center one this time. It's just the 2-point rectangle. And 2-point meaning that you click once in the first point and across for the second point. Now the width of our timber that we're using here is 19 by 42. So width at the top here is going to be 19 tab and 42. And press enter and that locks it in. Last thing that we need to do is add a dimension there to make sure that this rectangle is centered on our workpiece here. Now easy way to do that is to get our dimension tool or press D on the keyboard to bring that up. And we're going to select this line here. Now we can't see it at the moment, but there is a work plane there. And if I zoom out, I can pick on the origin point, which is right down the bottom here, and then bring all the way back up again. But it lets me select it. And what I'm going to do is select that thing, and the dimension becomes a active dimension. I'm going to click on the 19. And the D5 stands for dimension 5. So that is the 5th dimension I've created so far. And I want to divide that by 2. So I'm just going D5 divided by 2 is my formula. Press enter on my keyboard and it's 9.5. So half of 19 is 9.5. And so it locks it in, and you can see that all my geometry is now black, meaning that it's fully constrained. I'm then going to go finish sketch. I'm going to turn this onto a bit of an isometric view so I can see what's going on. We're going to grab the extrude command, select our rectangle. We can do a click and drag. We can type in a negative number here. And the other way we can also do this is to rotate our cube around, go to the extent type, click on that and go to object, and then select the face of where we want to go through, and it will recognize that it's going through a body. So it'll do that as a cut as opposed to a join. So we're going to do that, go OK, and there is our first cut. Repeat this process on the second side. So we're going to go sketch again, click on this side. Again, bring your object to your column all the way down to the bottom. 2-point rectangle. You can see on the top there, you get that dashed line to show that it's recognizing it's at the top. Again, 19 tab 42. Actually, I'll show you I'll escape out of that. Let's see, I'll actually go right click and go cancel. I'm going to select this. Oops. No, that way there. It's going to delete that rectangle. Okay, do a second rectangle. Okay, this way I'm just going to draw that and show you how to do the dimensions the other way. Go up there, get the dimension tool. Now you can grab the top line and just bring that up. But the other way you can do it is to click on both of these lines and then define the number like that. And then the top line to the bottom line and define the number like that. If you do it that way, it sort of constrains it all together. Okay, so like we did the first example, we want to constrain that to that line there, which we can't quite see at the moment. I'm going to zoom out, click on my origin point, which is down there, and zoom back in and click. And then we're going to go D12 now, because we've done 12 dimensions, divided by 2. And there you go, you can see it's shifted it across and locked it all in. Go finish sketch, extrude, grab your shape, and then flip it around, distance to object, click on the other side, and go OK. And there's our first process done, is the top part of our shape. Okay. Down the bottom now, we've got some dowel holes that we're going to be doing as per the project. So we're going to quickly go down there and do those. So let's click down on this face here. Size of the holes is 9.5 in diameter. So I'm going to zoom in. Just anywhere at the moment, just click, drag, type in 9.5, enter. To bring up the circle command is C on the keyboard. Click and drag, 9.5, enter. D for dimension, and then we're on the 70 mil side here, I think, and we can always just double check that. There it is there, 70. You can leave that there if you want, and it will create what's called a driven dimension. That means that we've already used that dimension somewhere else, and so this one here won't define geometry. It will just tell you what the value is, because you can see that in brackets. So it'll tell you what the value is, but it doesn't define geometry. But it is handy if you need to have a reference. So going from the side there to the center of the rectangle, bring that down. This one here needs to be 17.5. Press enter. Between that one to the next one is 35 millimeters. And you can see that if I try and put a third one in, it'll tell me that that's going to be a driven dimension, because it already knows what the distance is. It knows that the width of the whole piece of wood is 70. It knows that we've already used 17.5 and 35 mil there. So it knows what the remainder must be. It's pretty smart like that. So we could put a driven dimension in there if you need to, but again, you don't need it. Okay, so we've defined that in terms of the horizontal spacing. Vertical spacing then becomes 21 millimeters up from the bottom. So again, from the bottom to the top, and we're going to click in there and type in 21, press enter. Now we could do the same again for the second circle, or we can do a horizontal constraint, and we can use that tool there. Click on the center point of that circle, clicking on the center point of this circle, and it'll always marry that up. If I was to, and go OK, if I was to change the height of this and make this like 40, it will shift both of them up. so it keeps them always together horizontal. Okay, finish sketch. And we're going to punch these holes in. So we're going to go extrude, select the 2 holes. We are going to go to negative 20.5, I think it is. So let's type in that, negative 20.5. Press enter. Okay, so this is why we did the mirrors at the start. So if I turn my origin on, our work planes are actually sitting. Whoop, zoomed out a bit far. Oh, where's it gone? Our work planes are sitting in the middle of our shape here. So if I spin this around, we should be able to find our holes. There they are there. Okay, so I'm going to crack that around one more so we can see what I'm doing here. There it is there. So we're going to go to create a mirror. We're going to mirror a feature. The holes, the extrusions are a feature. They're not a body, they're a feature. So select that feature. You can see the selected blue. Our mirror plane is the XZ plane that's there. And we're going to go OK. And you can see that rather than drawing and sketching all of that, we've mirrored it across in the other thing. So it saves us a bit of time by doing that. Okay, repeat this process again for our last bit on this side. So we need 2 holes here. Draw your first circle, and it's 9.5. Enter. Second circle, don't forget to use C on the keyboard, 9.5. Dimension these ones. Now for the 60mm side, which is this one here, we can double check that. There it is. Okay, so we're going to go from there to there is 15mm. Enter. And from that one to that one is 30. And we don't need to put the third one there. Okay, top to bottom. So we click from bottom to there. Again, we need this to be 20 points. No, I think it's 15mm. It doesn't seem right. I think it's the same as the other one. Let's go with that, which was 21. Do the horizontal. So select that one, horizontal, finish sketch. Extrude that. And the extrusion is then minus 20.5, I think. Go OK. And then we are also going to mirror that around again. So let's go to create mirror feature, becomes the last feature that we've done. The mirror plane, if we can't select it there, we can also go to the origin and find the YZ we want in this case, because it's there. Always look at our view cube there for reference if you forget. Go OK, and then we should have our 4 holes all the way around. Okay, zooming back out, last step, we've almost finished here, just going to go home. I'm going to define a material for this project, so we're going to use pine for this. So I'm going to right click on that, go to physical material, and it'll come up with a pop-up menu. Go down to wood, and there's a few different pines there. We're just going to use the regular pine, drag that across, and click close, and we are done. So what that take me? About 14 minutes. Hit save. That's it. First part of our project's done. Next video, we'll look at doing the cross halving for the top of the table to go in this sort of crown shape up here. And then we'll look at doing the feet down in the second project down there. So that's it. That's the first stage done. You've set up your coffee table project. You've got your first component in there, and you're all ready to go for the next one. See you in the next video.